Alright, what's going on, guys? So I'm finally doing it. I meant to make this video last year. I don't know why I didn't. I just got too busy, I guess. But we're going to be talking about the 10 best champs released in 2018. So now before we get into any champs, this video is going to be purely my opinion. And it's going to be champion overall use, not just attack or defense. It's going to be overall. So if a champion, for example, Korg, is very defensively based and they're the best at defense, they still might not make it on the list because this is taking into account everything. But again, it's my opinion. If you guys disagree, that's cool. I'd love to hear why you guys disagree. Let me know. But it's not like this is, oh, I'm saying this is the best 10 champs in the game. You have to agree, or it's just a fun video to make. It's looking over the champs that have been released this year and 10 of the best ones that I think. So without further ado, let's get into it. And first we're going to be starting out at number 10, and it's actually Gulp. So Gulp, man, he came out at the start of the year. I think he came out in February, and I went for him as a featured. I missed as a 5-star. He was like the last featured I went for, and I didn't get him, but I thought it was pretty cool from the start when he came out. And the reason he doesn't make it any further on the list is just because overall he's a pretty solid champ, but what really even makes him get on this list is that the one utility he has that he does better than anyone else in the game: Starburst. Gulp can take Starburst like a freaking champ, and it just showed how much utility he had once Variant came out. Once Variant came out, I was just so thankful I got this guy as a 6-star, because when there are Starburst paths at Variant level difficulty of content, you need someone like Gulp, and no one does Starburst better than him with his Face Me. It's just really sick. When he first came out, he was like the best Dorm killer because of Face Me again on Dorm's degen, and yeah, he's the best at what he does, and that's Starburst. And if there's Starburst in the future, you're going to want to get yourself a Gulp. Other than that, he has a heal block on his L1 and Enervate on his L2, but it doesn't really do too much. Some poison immunity, but it's really the Starburst that really makes him so awesome. So that's number 10. Coming in at number 9 on the list, we have a little guy named Captain America Infinity War. So, Beardo, he's really sick. L2 can hit super duper hard, amazing block proficiency. Overall, just a phenomenal champion. The way he can get his Fury, it's not even a buff. So, I mean, Mystic Dispersion isn't that relevant anymore, but when he first came out, it still was. And, his Fury didn't even count as a buff, so you didn't even have to worry. Just a lot of nice stuff wrapped up in a bearded package. And some very interesting synergies, and with his signature ability, some interesting effects here. Just some cool stuff that he can do. I really like it with tech champs. If you like with OG Vision, if you're running Cap, OG Vision, and Spidey, and your opponent uses a special 1 when they're close to a special 2, right after that, their power gets completely drained. That's just cool. A bunch of cool synergies. He's just a great champ, man, and that block efficiency is just really, really good. One of the reasons why he's so good, and that L2, it can just hit for so hard if you get him set up correctly. One of the hardest, it's probably the hardest one hit in the game, I think, that a playable character as us the summoner can achieve. It might be the hardest hitting. Let me know if I'm forgetting someone, but I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is, because Corvus and Ghost can hit pretty hard, but it's all wrapped up in 3 hits, when Beardo's here, special 2 is just 1 hit, so it can hit really hard. So coming in at number 8, we actually have one of the champs that I recently ranked up to rank 4, probably going to be my next rank 5, and that is Killmonger. So Killmonger makes the list. He beats out Captain America Infinity War only because he's better. He's a good defender. Captain America Infinity War is a better attacker, I'd say. I'd probably rather have a Beardo strapped with me for a lot of encounters, just because that block efficiency mainly is so good. But Killmonger, he has a lot of stuff going on for him too. They're both great attackers, but Killmonger edged him out a little bit because of his defensive potential, especially on 029. So yeah, Killmonger, man, True Strike is amazing. This guy's a True Strike god. If you can punish the special. If not, you can bring Winter Soldier, and off an intercept you can get it. And just some interesting stuff you can do with his L1, where you take a blocked hit, you go unstoppable. It can be good for punishing, for example, Spider-Man's L1, or evading it completely. His L2 is really nice. You get some indestructible charges, so you can take tank L3s. Really nice. I really like that about Killmonger. Probably my favorite thing about him. He got some interesting synergies with Void here and Sabretooth. So some interesting stuff there. Overall, just a nice character wrapped up into a good bundle there. Coming in at number 7 is actually a champ that I don't have at any star level, so you have to look him up here. Look at this stacked profile, man. Very nice. And look at just the prestige of this character. So coming in at number 7, I'm sure you guys guessed, Symbiote Supreme. This guy, man, he is so sick. He's the champion I want most in the game right now. He's just so good. And now that Kabam has released the champion, for a lot of their new content, he's been the boss. We've seen for the Maze, the Champions Challenge, the Uncollected Months, and I think for harder content, we're going to see him being a boss. Maybe he'll be the next AQ boss as well, because he's just so good on that boss node. And Symbiote Supreme is just the best counter for him. It's crazy. He looks so cool too. He's just the ultimate nullifier. He's just awesome. Plus great damage potential, especially with Mystic Dispersion. You're just cycling specials. It's just awesome. This guy is so sweet. I really, really want to get him. One of the best Mystic champs in the game. I'd say him and Magic. They're right up there. Magic, a bit better for what she can do, you know. But Symbiote Supreme, man, he's awesome. Really, really sweet character, and I'm just a really big fan. Now, next up, coming in at number 6, actually another champion that I don't have at any star level. Frosty Q, and that is Emma Frost. Emma Frost is just sick, man. We got 2 mutants in 1 month, Emma Frost and Omega Red. So I'm sure you guys can guess who's next on the list. But yeah, her and Omega Red, I'll spoil it. He's number 5. I put him ahead of Emma Frost, but honestly, they're pretty interchangeable on the list. I used to think Emma Frost was better. Then I took Omega Red to rank 5, and after using him, I just keep finding more and more stuff that he can do, and that's really what I like about him. There's just so much stuff that he's able to do, and I think he'll always have some utility in the game, some really unique, nice utility. Now, Emma Frost, though, she is really awesome. A great defender, first of all, which is awesome. You can slap her on defense. She can catch people off guard with the inverted controls on the L1. If you accidentally push her to her L2, most people don't even know how to evade the L2, but I personally don't even know how to evade the L2, so yeah. And yeah, just some really crazy stuff you can do with her on offense as well. She has some actually really great damage potential, and when she's in her diamond form, there's so much immunities. If you can get the playstyle between telepath and diamond form, just an insane champion offensively and defensively while playing her. Just really cool champ. I really like Emma Frost. She's just really cool. So yeah, number 5, we got the big man, Big Red, Omega Red, and this guy's awesome, dude. He's really awesome. Just like I said before, so much utility. He can counter Electro. He can counter Korg, the most annoying defender in the game right now. He can counter Killmonger's Reverberation. Just so much that this character can do. And you just gotta change your strategy just a little bit, your playstyle just a little bit. And not only is he a counter for all those, his damage output his damage potential is insane, especially if you get him to max sig. The degeneration that he can do once you start stacking up the death spores, great for suicide masteries, great immunities. The immunities are just so nice, and Emma Frost has immunities too, more immunities, but it's only when she's in diamond form, and that can be a little annoying to manage sometimes. But like I said, if you can really get the balance between telepath and diamond form, yeah. But Omega Red here, full poison immunity, and poison is probably one of the best immunities to have. And at 90% bleed immune, and which is better than 100% bleed immune, because when he's bleeding, he's doing damage through his death field to any spores on the enemy. And the spores, man, they can get over 10. You start stacking those things up. If they get to 30, you drop your heavy attack. You got DJ going. Wow. Now, the mutant that edged out both of these two just barely is Domino. Now, where is my Domino? There she is. So I put Domino at number 4 on the list. She edged out Omega Red and Emma Frost slightly. Now the main reason is because I think Domino is one of the best defenders in the game. I think she's second best. She follows up Korg. It's like, you know, Domino, she's definitely like top 5. I'd say definitely top 3 as well. Depends who you ask. But yeah, I think she's a phenomenal defender. And not only that, but her offensive potential is just ridiculous. Guys, just go ahead and, if you don't know much about Domino, look up Domino. I think there's a 6-hit kill now on Winter Soldier. Take that in. 6 hits. 6. That's like pre 12.0 Thor, man. That's insane. Once she gets that critical bleed going, when she's lucky on the L3, man, it's insane the bleed damage she can do. Phenomenal Labyrinth option. Most of the champions that we've talked about not really the best option for Labyrinth. Domino is a great option. Those bleeds are just insane, man. Absolutely crazy champion. Just a lot going on. She has a lot of utility as well. Like she can make the opponent unlucky, and boom, they're not triggering anything. But it is a random based character, so it's not as reliable as some others. But yeah, Domino, phenomenal champ. Awesome, offensively and defensively, probably the best balance of both offensive beastliness and defensive dominance. Dominance on the Domino. So yeah, number 4. Sweet champ. Now, edging Domino out just barely, we have my boy Void here. And the reason he edges her out is because Void will always be relevant. Void, always be relevant, man. Like, you go back to Act 5, if there's power gain or a region that's annoying, boom, Void's going to be able to reverse it. But the only thing that worries me is that Kabam is making stuff like Omega Red in the Map 7 beta, where his regen couldn't be reversed, or you take damage. Or the champion, when he's the boss, you can't reverse his regen. So they're kind of trying to counter Void. They're kind of nerfing Void a little bit indirectly here. But I still think Void's going to be very relevant for a long time. And Void, he just has so much going on, man. Great damage, actually. Once you get him to Sig 200, you start stacking up those Fear of the Void. If you get 2 up, you're hitting like a truck. Normally, once you get the fight going, you can always have about 1 up, and your damage is pretty good. You get a big damage increase. 2100 attack rating, like that's pretty good. And your any debuffs you have on the opponent are just dealing damage over time. So if you run the ideal mastery setup with Void, it's awesome. And like I said, you're reversing that regen, you're reversing that power gain. It's insane. And you can get synergies going where if debuffs on the opponent give them weakness, or I think there's one with Captain America Infinity War where Science Champions just place a passive weakness on the opponent, so like blocked hits are going to be reduced. Just so much Void can do, so much utility. Alliance War Beast, and he's actually pretty good on defense too. If you accidentally go into a Void when you're running suicides, that's like a kill, and I've seen it happen in Tier 1 wars. So Void, just a phenomenal champion, really good, but he makes number 3, and because the top 2 champs are ridiculous. So coming in at number 2, I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, number 2 and number 1 here. Number 2, we got Corvus Glaive. Now, the reason Corvus doesn't make first is because the champion in first is blatantly overpowered, first of all. But second of all, Corvus, he really needs the right setup, and that's where problems arise. Now, by the right setup, I mean the right mastery setup, the right team setup, the right enemy setup, the right boost setup. So many factors when playing Corvus, and it can get first of all, it can get expensive when it comes to Alliance War Mastery changes, a lot of boosts. But when the stars align with Corvus, man, he is ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous. When you got the 200% cosmic boost going, a 12% cosmic special attack boost, max boosts on health and attack, it's ridiculous. You get the True Strike synergy with Proxima. You get 4 charges. You're gonna be hitting insane against tech champs. You're gonna be hitting like 12k mediums. You're gonna be hitting, I don't even know how big the specials are gonna be. They're gonna be insanely huge. But the problem is, it's difficult to get into that setup, right? But the potential of Corvus is there, and that's why he's number 2. Because when you can get him set up, it's insane. Not only that, but he has the glaive immunity is awesome, man. You're pretty much immune to everything except like incinerates and poison, but you got shock immunity, bleed immunity, that type of thing, so you can fight a wasp, and she can evade, and it's healing you, actually. It's really cool, and it's really easy to get the evade charge against wasp, and the shock heals you, so you know, why not? It's great for running suicides because the bleed heals you, while the poison, well, you have a bleed and a poison on you, but you're immune to the bleed, so the bleed's actually healing you more than the poison is killing you, so you're actually getting regen from it. And the damage increase you get from it is ridiculous. And when awakened, which my, of course, is unfortunately not awakened, you can't die. You can't die from passive effects. So let's say you're fighting a Killmonger in Alliance War. One of my 3 deaths last season was to recoil actually. But let's say you were to die from reverberation. If your Corvus is awakened and he has glaive immunity up, he can't die to that kind of damage. He can't die to recoil. So you can keep firing specials off with 1% health. You got max suicides. It's not going to kill you. Just really clutch. You can also take starburst paths, degen paths, because the degen won't kill you. Just some really cool utility with Corvus here, especially those immunities, man. It's awesome. And but like I said, you take some setup, and for longer fights, he's not the best option. He can still do them. Contrary to popular belief in Labyrinth, you could do Labyrinth with Corvus, man. It'd probably be quicker than doing it with Blade, honestly. You could do it. And if I was doing Labyrinth and I had Corvus, I'd bring him for like Spider-Man. I'd take him for that for sure. Bring Proxima. Fight would be a piece of pie. He's got utility in Labyrinth. He's not a full path clearer, but you know he's got some utility in there, contrary to popular belief. Yeah, that's Corvus at number 2. So coming in at number 1. Before we talk about that, let's talk about some honorable mentions. Korg, like I mentioned him, defensive monster, but when it comes to attack, you don't want to be using a Korg, man. Very lackluster on the attack, so he just doesn't make the list. And also, that doesn't make the list. It was close. He's probably be like 11th is Sentinel. Sentinel and Darkhawk, both of them didn't make the list. They're very similar. I know Brian wants one of them, a tech champ with the immunities. They're both good, but they just don't quite cut it. And it's just because 2018, man, we have gotten some crazy champions. And so just not everyone can make the top 10 list. There's only 10 spots. There's been 24, 5, 6, 7, 27, 26 characters released this year. I don't know exactly, something like that. So yeah, coming in at number 1 though, guys, is the champion I wanted so badly, and I ended up getting her, Ghost. Now Ghost is kind of in a similar position to Corvus, where the setup is needed, but not nearly as much. The main thing that Ghost needs is synergies. Now, when you only have 3 spaces on your team, this can get annoying because your synergies are Wasp and Hood typically. Those are the best synergies. So Ghost, Wasp, Hood, that's your team. You're only using Ghost. You're not going to be wanting to bring in Wasp. Most people wouldn't be. Or really Hood. Again, most people, you can do it, but Ghost is your main attacker. And some people don't even have ranked up Hoods or Wasps. So for me, I'm bringing in a 2-star Wasp and a rank 1 5-star Hood. So Ghost is the main attacker. You're pretty much very limited with her. And hey, she's the best. She's the best champion of the game. She's the best champion of 2018. I'm saying it here. It definitely works. It definitely works. But when I'm doing a new challenge or something, and let's say I want to bring Ghost, that's 3 team slots taken. I can only bring 2 more champs. I'm just not having fun with that, That's the problem there for me. For me personally, but I do still think Ghost is the best champion in the game, especially when you got suicides going. Ghost, you start the fight if you're awakened. Your suicides, you don't need to start with them. You start with Furies because it takes the suicide debuffs and turns them into Furies because you start the fight phasing. For me, since mine's unawakened, I have to swipe back and then the suicides convert to Furies. It's really sick. But yeah, Ghost can take any bleed poison paths because her immunities, when she's taking damage over time, you just swipe back, phase, boom, you turn it to Fury. You're hitting even harder. Ghost already hits it, the hardest hitting champ in the game. Boom, now you're hitting harder from taking these debuffs. So like Biohazard, when you're getting a crap ton of debuffs on you, oh my god, it is insane with Ghost. You hit so hard, especially with suicides. And she's also actually recoil immune. If you swipe back right after your special, if you time it correctly, you won't take recoil damage because of this one synergy with the Hood. Take no damage while phasing. That applies to everything. Recoil damage, it also applies to special 3s. So you push your opponent to an L3, you swipe back, you phase, they use their L3, you don't take damage. It's sick. They put a bleed on you, you just gotta rephase again, and boom, the bleed's gone. It's sick, man. It is absolutely sick. There's not many fights that Ghost can't do. There's not many lanes in Alliance War that Ghost can't do. She's just so good, man. She stacks up the cruelty, the precision, the fury on the medium or on the heavy attack. It's insane. She just hits so hard, and when you tie that in with the tech boosts, these things here. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Same for Corvus. But in case you don't know what I'm talking about, it's these boosts here. These ones give you more special attack damage, and then I guess I don't have any of them, but the 200% ones, they give you more power based on how much damage you do. I do have a cosmic one right here. So yeah, these with Ghost, I was talking to Ghost player, Panman Pete, he's the main one that I talked to, him and Nick F. And they said that they don't even use the 200% one because it's too much power. You use an L2, it's going to push you to an L3, so you have to use the 150. Because she just does that much damage, and then you can just cycle the L2s, and it is insane. And because Corvus, you know, he's not the best Labyrinth option. I said he could do it, but he's still not even close to the best. He's not the best option. But Ghost, she is one of the best Labyrinth options because she can do Labyrinth, and it is just... it's insane, man. It's not like she needs to do debuffs to do her damage, so it's really just crazy. Best champion of 2018. And yeah, possibly the best champion in the game. I think so. And actually, when she's awakened, if you have her at max sig, for every miss your opponent gets on you, so when you're phasing, they come at you, they hit you 3 times while you're phasing, boom, that's 15% power. So it's just so easy to get power with Ghost. It's just insane. And yeah, that's going to do it for this list, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Let me know what you guys thought of my rankings. So to go over it again, Ghost number 1, Corvus number 2, Void number 3, Domino number 4, Omega Red number 5, Emma Frost number 6, Symbiote Supreme number 7, Killmonger number 8, Captain America number 9, and Gulp number 10. Hulk Ragnarok. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you did enjoy. If you guys want to see a video of the top 10 worst champions of 2018, let me know down in the comments. Or if you want to see like the top 5 best defenders of 2018, maybe something like that, let me know. If you guys have any more ideas, let me know down in the comments below. I want to make this like a yearly video where I talk about the best champions released of the year at the end of the year. I meant to do it last year, I didn't. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. I enjoy making these kind of videos. Any more specific topics you guys want me to talk about, certain champions, classes, let me know. Any ideas down in the comments. No idea is stupid. Go ahead and put it down there. And I read all the comments until I post my next video. I always check all the comments. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like. If you want to share with your alliance mates, it's appreciated. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.